welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today I want to bring you another neca piece. This is it. This one's from the original TV movie version, so it's Tim Curry one. You probably know if you've watched any of my other videos. This was on my list to get, on my top 10 list to get, so I finally got it in. So you can see on the picture and everything, the artwork on the box is basically just the classic image on the actual poster, and you can see the picture of the figure here on the back. So really glad that I've got this piece now in the collection, really happy. So we just need to get it open and have a good look at it and see what we think of it. So keep watching and let's get into it. We're going to start off with the accessories you get with this piece. With this being a retro figure one, you don't really get any accessories, to be fair. You get two hands, you get a head, another head sculpt, and you get the balloon. So we'll just start off with the balloon. Again, the balloon looks okay anyway. It just looks like all the rest of the balloons I've done in the other rips. Obviously this is an orange one, which is good. It's nice and bright. It says it's a bit boring that it's always a red colour balloon. I think it's better when they change it up. It's on a bendy wire, so basically you can position it wherever you want. But also it's already in his hand, which is good. So it's already sort of like sculpted in his hand. But what sculpted it, it obviously put the wire through, made a hole and everything. But it's in there tight, so it's not moving anywhere, which is good. But yeah, the hand sculpt is pretty good on it. You can see the lines and stuff. Obviously it's a glove. There's a bit of extra plastic just coming off here, you can see there. So you might want to just, if you've got that on yours, you might just want to go careful and try and take some of that off. But if you do that, you might take some of the, you might be noticeable with the paint and everything. So don't know, I might try it though, just to tidy it up. But yeah, it looks good anyway, the hand sculpt. So it's good that it's already in his hand. It's already in his hand and everything. So it just makes it a lot easier when you're trying to put this in his hand. It also comes with another pair of hands. These are like the demon hands, I suppose you could call them. These are really good. The sculpt on them is really good. The colour, the vein work and everything. You got the nails and everything, the sharp nails, and the more detail underneath his hand as well. Yeah, the hands have come out really good. Probably more like to pose it with these hands. The colour of them, it looks like on my camera that it's coming out bright green. They're not bright green. They've got a green. Obviously, they've got a green look to them, but they're like a dull green, if you know what I mean. It's a dull green, like bits of brown and stuff in there. Yeah, I don't know why it's coming up like that on the camera. It's coming up bright green, but they're not bright green. So if you don't want to pick this piece up and you're looking at it and thinking, oh, the hands are a bit bright, they're not as bright as they're looking up on the camera at the moment for some reason. They're like I said, they're a dull green, but they are really good sculpt on them. Yeah, they've come out really good, these hands. So you got the other head sculpts. This other head sculpt looks really good as well. Paintwork's good. There's a few little details and it sort of don't look right. But yeah, the head sculpt's really good. I like the expression he's got on his face. They've done all inside of his mouth, painted it all nicely and everything. They've put like a black wash in his mouth though, which I don't think it's come out as good as the thinking they was doing, whatever they was doing. It just makes the tongue look dirty, but you can't really get it in focus to see because it's so small. But yeah, they've done a black wash as well to the back of his hair. His hair looks nice and good, sculpted and everything. You can see where they've sort of the paint's just gone straight across there though, that's a bit annoying. But I suppose you're going to get little defaults sometimes on them. They're not always going to come out perfect the way you want them to look anyway. It's got like a bit of like some sort of scuff mark here, but you're not going to see that when it's on the piece. Apart from that, you can see it's nicely painted. The eyes and everything look really good. So yeah, it looks a really good head sculpt. Obviously the retro ones are a bit bigger than your normal neca size ones. That's one of the reasons why I do like the retro ones. They're slightly bigger. So we'll bring in the piece now. So the clothing's really good, I think. The head sculpt as well is good on this one. We'll take it off in a minute. We'll have a proper good look at it. But the clothing and everything looks really good on it. I like the way they've done the clothing. It bends okay. It's always difficult to bend some of these, the retro ones. Sometimes they're difficult to bend as well when they're new. I don't like bending their elbows and stuff. It makes me paranoid because obviously you can't see where the bend is, and when they've got the clothes on. So I always think that it's because with it being new, they're always a bit stiff, which is good. You don't want them loose because obviously when you put them in positions, they'll end up just basically their hand just falling back down. Plus, if they're usually loose, and it's usually a bad sign that it could be fake. But I know it's not fake. I purchased this from. I bought this from Man About Horror. You probably saw a little quick image of it basically when I did the unboxing for the Umbrella. I don't know who Bella is. I've forgotten her name. Annabelle. I have to look at her. I have to look at her to remember her bloody name. Yeah. So basically, this came with the Annabelle doll when I ordered it. I ordered this as well. So they both came together. On the both was obviously this was purchased, so this was purchased from Mad About Horror basically. Anyway, going on right. So yeah, the bends, as I say, it's always risky. What I find it's you've got to sort of try and basically feel where the bend is because it always makes me paranoid that I'm gonna try bending it and it's not bending, so I end up getting frustrated and just forcing it, and I end up snapping his hand. But it's not happened yet anyway, so it probably won't happen. But still, you just want to be just be a bit more careful with it and everything. Yeah, it's got bending his knees and everything, so you can bend his knees. You can swivel his hand right round because obviously it's on a peg. His head spins about there. You could go right round, but it's a bit tight round here with obviously its clothing. But the clothing's really good. I think this jacket probably does come off, but I don't know why you would pose it without the jacket or have it on your shelf without the jacket. But the feet are okay, the shoes are okay and everything. There's not much movement in them. They go, if you force it, they go up a bit and they go down. They don't go, or they do. They do rock side to side, which is good. Some of them don't, with the retro ones. Standing, sometimes it stands okay. Sometimes it can be a bit funny. So it's standing okay now, which is good. I'm just moving the accessories out of the way so I don't knock them off. So yeah, we'll have a look at the back. So it's, again, it's not much to see from the back, but as I say, the clothing's really good. This bit of these the yellow, like, suppose you could call them overalls for now. Part of his clown suit anyway. It's material's not fantastic they've used on here. Still looks good though. I like the way they've done the frills and everything and the pattern at the bottom of them. So these like little like hairy little soft sort of things you'd get on you know, like if you go to a creative shop or something and you go down the kids section and they've got little basically accessories they can use and stuff like that. The pom-poms sort of things. Are they called pom-poms? Them sort of things anyway. They're okay. The top half of this bit is good quality. I think it's good quality anyway. It's like a silkish sort of material, which always comes out really good. It's just these, and the stuff they've used for these is obviously not fantastic, but it does work and it does look good. It's just from the feel of it, don't feel real good, but you wouldn't want to do silk anyway because obviously this feels silky, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it looks a bit thin, so I probably will do a bit of modifying with this one. You don't have to, to be fair. You can just as soon as you take it out, you can just mess with his clothing, just pull his clothing out a bit, because when watching the film or the TV movie, whatever you want to call it, he always looks puffier on his legs and stuff and around his waist. So I might just pack it up a bit, make it a bit more, so it's a bit more stuffing in him basically. It does feel like they've put some sort of extra material around inside on it, you know, in his clothing around his waist and that to pad it up. So they have tried. As I say, it's difficult to put padding around his legs because it's going to be difficult to move him about and bend him. It spreads out about that far. I won't spread it out anymore, just in case you rip the clothing. He has got a swivel in his waist. He does have a crunch as well. Paintwork, as I say, is okay. It's pretty good, to be fair. It's not fantastic. There's little things what bug me on this piece. Like you got this bit here on the end of his shoe, like the paint's basically come off there. It was already like that when I got out of the packet, but as I say, sometimes it does happen where the little things like that ends up basically coming off and getting chipped, but you can easily fix that. You could get a bit of paint on it. You could even probably use a flat marker or something even. I suppose you want to test it on something, maybe on one of your figures what you're not that bothered about, just to make sure if it looks okay. But yeah, so we'll take his head off now. It comes off nice and easy. Problem I have with this is one of the major problems I have with this piece as well. This comes off, which is good. It's got like a, I don't know if it's got like a wire inside this bit here, so you can bend it a bit. It feels like it. It might not be. It might be just all the material that's what's built up. You know what they've sewn into it. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks good. Yeah, this is one of the issues I have with the other it I've got. The peg bits are too low down. They should have been further up because you can see you actually have to trap some of his clothing when you're putting his head on because it's really, really tight up here. So yeah, that's always an issue. I don't know why they've done it like that, but bring the other head in anyway. The other head sculpt. This head sculpt is really good as well. Really like the expression on his face, and the paintwork and the eyes look really, really good. There's no black wash again to the back of the hair. Yeah, it looks good. We'll compare with the other one. So you can see they've painted the eyes 2 different colours, which is good. So that means, well, it just means that obviously when you're changing the head, it's got 2 different colour eyes, which is good. So I'm thinking obviously one of the scenes his eyes does change. But yeah, and it's just a really good paintwork. Really, really good sculpts. Really like it. Difficult to pick which one I prefer. Yeah, it's very difficult to pick which one. I like them both, so it's probably going to have to just change it up now and again. The head sculpts. So yeah, that's one of the main issues really. Just popping that head on. Yeah, so that's one of the main things what bugs me is this should have been up. This peg should have been further up, so it just makes it easier popping the head on because it's always difficult putting the head back on. When you've put this on as well, you can see there's ain't much distance between them both. So what we'll do now, we'll put the other head on anyway, and you can see what I mean. It's not easy to put on. So you can see there ain't much room. It does seem to go on alright though. It just, I don't know, I prefer it if the peg bit was a bit higher up. It seems to be on. I didn't hear a pop or anything, but it's not coming off or out, so I'm assuming it's on. The hands as well, same for the hands as well. The way they've put the clothing, they've you can't even see where the hole is to put the other hands on, and they've put it really tight. I suppose I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you just sort of have to try and find the hole, which is very difficult. You can see that there's not much. You can't even see the actual where the hole is. You sort of have to guess, but you have to be careful that you don't snap the peg or anything. There you go. So it does go on nice and easy when you can find the hole for it anyway. So you can see that it looks really good with these hands. As I say, these hands are really, really good. So I've put his balloon hand on. And now this is one of the problems you usually have with the balloon on these figures. It's difficult to get them in the right position without them falling. But once you have, it looks really good. As I say, it does fall. It's top end heavy, so basically it's on a thin wire. But put him on the rotating base anyway. So I've just changed the lighting up so you can see how it looks really good with different lighting and everything. It's a really, really good piece. Definitely glad that I've got this piece in my collection. As I say, this was on my list to get. I really wanted it. It wasn't difficult to get, to find anywhere to buy. I just didn't get around to purchasing it, and just finally got around to doing it. Some of the figures what are on my list are not difficult to get hold of. Yeah, you can see there, look, it looks really good when you've got the balloon in the right position. You can just adjust the lighting and everything. Yeah, if I was going to give this a score out of 10, I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not getting a 10 out of 10, just daft little things basically, which obviously it can happen with some of the NECA figures, that some of the paintwork is come off basically, just on his foot there, which is a bit annoying, but I can fix that. Also, you probably could have done with a bit more padding in his legs, but again, you can fix that yourself as well. But yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because the clothing and everything, the top half of the clothing is really good. I mean, they didn't have to put all that much detail in, but they always do NECA. They are good, good company. They always do really good pieces anyway. I think they do anyway, especially the retro ones. I've only had one bad, well, it's not even a bad retro one, but there's only been one what's not been as good as these ones anyway. Well, I will do another video on this one, comparing it to me other It one, and I'll do a comparing of the other retro version It. So I'll compare obviously with this one to the plastic one I've got, and the other newer It retro one. See which one's better. Difficult to say right now. Very difficult to be fair actually. I don't really like the other It one. But yeah, we'll do another video on it anyway. Really good piece though. Like I say, glad that it's in the collection. There's not much else I can say about it really. I'm making this video a bit too long. I'll definitely recommend buying this piece if you're a fan of it. The retro version. Definitely recommend buying it. It wasn't so expensive. I think it's about 40. Maybe 45 with the delivery and all as well. But yeah. So we'll leave it there anyway. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. So otherwise then you won't miss another video. Otherwise, if you don't subscribe, then you might miss other videos that I make. I try to make 2 a week, as I say. Sometimes I don't always get 2 in there. It depends if I've got time basically. Don't always have time to make these videos with me working and stuff, but I do like to try and get 2 a week up just to show you. Obviously all these pieces what I show you as well, these are ones what I've purchased myself to put in my collection. So I'm not always going to have pieces what you might think and what you might like and stuff like that, because I'm getting ones what I like basically, but I just want to show you guys how they look and everything, and just what you think. Well, just show you all what I think of them anyway, to be fair. But I'm never going to really pick up one what I don't like. It's always going to be ones what I do like. But again, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on another video. Check my other videos out. I've done a review on the normal version, the plastic version of this one. I want to show in the review if it's fake or real. I had a few issues with it in the video. It's worth watching. A bit of it came loose basically on his head. Again, I still don't know if it's real or fake. I find it difficult to tell. As I say, I'll do another video on that one with this one, and we can compare them both, the paintwork and the sculpts and everything. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. So cheers, bye bye.